The Vikings have been one of the most quarterback-plagued teams in the NFL. Over the last 50 years of the franchise, we've only had 3 franchise quarterbacks, and only one since 1989. Filling the gaps have been bad draft picks and the occasional veteran quarterback that sometimes turned out well, and other times, well, not so much. So it's no surprise that when the Vikings once again experience quarterback controversy, the fans are in pins and needles when their favorite team is once again unsure about their quarterback of the future. But this time is different. 3 quarterbacks that each have in their own way, have warranted interest to be our long-term quarterback. The first is a crowd and team favorite. Vikings 32nd overall pick in 2014, Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy has shown very smart passing ability and great mobility in the pocket. Teddy has done enough to be the only quarterback out of the 3 to go to the Pro Bowl and lead the team to the playoffs. The biggest cons on Teddy is lack of total production. Stats do lie, but some numbers are needed to compare players. Teddy was set to be the franchise quarterback, but on a freak knee injury made the Vikings desperate for another good quarterback. Enter Sam Bradford. Bradford is a former first overall pick in 2010 that won Rookie of the Year, but injuries have made him a liability at times, missing the majority of 3 seasons due to knee injuries. While healthy, Bradford has shown tremendous arm talent, lining him the record for completion percentage in a season. Bradford is a proven talent, but his uncertainty of his health brings up a huge red flag. The current starting quarterback is only leading a 9-2 record and leading the 8th best offense in the NFL. Case Keenum is an undrafted quarterback in 2012. He bounced around the league as a backup for the bulk of his career. He eventually got to start a few games for the Rams where he put up decent numbers with the poor talent around him. His pocket mobility this year has been superb, but has shown poor decision-making skills that led to interceptions or not seeing open wide receivers. Let's compare these 3 quarterbacks and see if we can get the answer of which one of these quarterbacks is the best option for the Vikings QB of the future. I'll grade them on a 1 to 3 scale, with the lowest score being the best. I'll look at traits such as age and injury history, and I'll look at stats in the fairest way possible. Keep in mind there are other factors such as talent around them and coaching. Now, to start off with the most simple stat here, and this will be age. And when it comes to a franchise quarterback, if it's a close between stats, I think you would go with the youngest one. So starting off, the first is Teddy at age 25. 2 is Keenum at 29. 3 is Bradford at 30. Least injury prone. Now this is a percentage. I did miss games divided by total games that they could have played in, and 1 is Keenum at 97%. As far as I could tell, he only missed 1 game in his career. 2 is Sam Bradford, surprisingly, at 58%, and Teddy Bridgewater is 3rd on this list at 54%. Teddy has a smaller sample size, only the 1 big injury, so that could be thrown off just a little bit. Next, we have average accuracy. 1 is Teddy at 64.9%. This is very surprising since Sam has the record. 2 is Sam at 62.5%, and 3rd is Keenum at 60.7%. Yards per throw. First is Teddy at 7.2, 2nd is Keenum at 7, and 3rd is Bradford. Check down Sam at 6.6. Touchdowns per throw. First is Sam at 3.5%, Keenum is 2nd at 3.4%, 3rd is Teddy at 3.3%. Interceptions per throw. First is Sam at only 2%, Keenum 2.3, and Teddy's at 2.5. Quarterback rating. First is Teddy at 87, 2nd is Bradford at 85, and last is Keenum at 83.7. Long throw percent. I thought this was important because it shows how well you can throw the deep balls and also being able to catch your receivers on the run. This is 20 plus throws divided by attempts. So first is Keenum at 15.2%. 2 is Teddy at 14.3%. As 3rd, again, check down Sam, 12.4% of his throws go over 20 yards. So now I added up all the numbers, and you see them on the screen here. First on the list, Teddy at a score of 15 is the lowest one. Overall best talent wise, just depends on how he can rebound after the injury. Number 2, Case Keenum, with only a 16, 1 over Teddy. Really made it close, but not good enough accuracy to make it. 3, Bradford at 17. Injury aside, the stats show Sam has a tendency to check the ball down too often. For those that don't like stats and averages, I get it. It can be confusing and keeping up with these ratios, but averages are needed to best account for variables. The only other way you can say 100% is to see each quarterback in the exact same offense versus exact same defenses, which is impossible in real life. But that is where Madden can be helpful as a tool. I played 5 of the same year with each quarterback in the same offense with injuries turned off to take away that variable, and these are the results. For the average stats for Bradford, 11 wins for the team, 3,900 yards, throwing percent 69%, 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 109.5 rating. Very solid. Teddy got 10 wins, 3,874 yards, 65% throwing, 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and 98.1 rating, and a Super Bowl appearance. Now, I will admit I didn't simulate the Super Bowl part. I thought the people in the live stream deserved me playing a game. Keenum, 8 wins, 3,814 yards, 64% throwing, 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, a 93 rating. He was very inconsistent. 4 of his seasons he had 23 touchdowns or under, but 1 at 31, which really threw the average up. Teddy and Bradford both extremely close. Bradford got better numbers overall, but Teddy did get the team to the Super Bowl, and remember, injuries return off, so there's no chance of Sam or Teddy getting injured at all. In conclusion, Teddy has shown more than enough talent to be the front runner in the Vikings quarterback of the future discussion. There are a few variables that I can't possibly account for, such as Pat Shurmur's offense, but there is no doubt that if Teddy returns to form, then he can and will improve and will be the Viking quarterback for another 5+ years. So there we have it. This is a very educational video. I think I got all the stats out perfectly. I did all the math. It's all set up for you guys. This should be a tool for the community. Whenever there's a quarterback discussion that you guys see going on, either it's social media or your friends, show them this video, and this should be the root to it. Of course, there are certain variables that I can't account for, but I think I did do a very good job, and as close as you can with stats and all the information that you possibly have to see with evidence who is the best quarterback the Vikings should be going with in the future. This isn't necessarily for this year because Keenum's hot, so might as well go for him. You can't really account for that in stats of where's hot, who versus who. But Teddy in the future should be the #1 guy to give the chance to it. There we have it. So give your thoughts in the comment section down below, and we'll see you guys in the next JOZ Vikings video.